a few years ago, I was struggling. I was struggling in relationships. I was struggling. And yo, to keep it real with you, I'm still struggling. I haven't mastered this dating thing, but I'm getting closer to it, you know. But this book really helped me out. My sister had just got married, and she's like, "Hey, yo, this book really helped me to understand, you know, my husband better, as in how God wired my husband." And she said, "I suggest that you get the For Men Only, because that's going to help you understand ladies." So again, For Women Only breaks down how men operate. All right. That's it. So if you're a woman, you want to get the book For Women Only. And in that book, it's not going to tell you about yourself. It's going to tell you, how do I, as a man, how do men operate? How do we think? Our needs, how to connect with this. How did God wire men? Bottom line, how did God wire the brothers? And I think that's so important for women to know, because on the flip side, For Men Only helps men understand how y'all operate. And God knows we need help with y'all sisters. You know, it really helped me to understand how you all think as a woman species. How did God wire you as a woman? What are your needs? And how can we better relate and understand you? Now, this is what I love about these books. And I haven't had the opportunity to do this just yet. I was going to do it with the last young lady that I dated, but we didn't get a chance to get around to it because we decided to go our separate ways, just to keep it real, right? But what I've done, these are books that actually I'm going to be giving away today. That's right. So all the books I'm going over today, I am going to be selecting everyone. So if you see a book that I go over today and you want it, I'm actually going to be sending these books and the other books out to people. So if you like this book, I want you to drop a comment. Yo, I really want the For Him Only, For Women Only. I'm going to send you both of these. I'm about to tell you why. But if you see any book that you really like, I want you to drop, hey, I really want it. And actually, as a matter of fact, text me this. Text 615-930-3431. Text the name of the book that you want and tell me why you want it. That's my other cell phone number. So you text 615-930-3431 and my team will read, you know, whoever writes the best. Hey, I want this book for this reason, and we'll respond and we will get your address and we'll send you that book. So for this right here, you're going to get both. And here's why. I actually was sitting down with my therapist and I said, man, the struggle that I'm having when it comes to ladies is I don't really understand them, but they don't really understand me. So I went back and I read this book and I was like, wow, okay, I'm better understanding. But still, when I read the For Men Only, right, it's only talking to me about ladies. And so what I did was I read the For Women Only. I went through the book, watch this, and I highlighted everything that relates directly to me. Okay, check this out. So in the For Women Only, I read it, and I read it to highlight what relates directly to me. So when I do get my next woman, as we are dating, I'm going to give her the For Men Only book first. And I want her to read through that book and highlight what really relates with you, what really stands out with you. Like, is that you in the book? Then what we're going to do, we're going to exchange those books. So now I'm going to get the For Men Only. She's going to have the For Women Only. And while we're reading the book, we're going to read it together. We're going to read one chapter, you know, a day maybe, hopefully, or at least one chapter a week. And then what we're going to do is jump on a Zoom call or maybe go out to dinner if she's in my state, or maybe jump on a phone call, no matter what, at least once a week. We're going to sit down and read the chapter together. Not really read the chapter together, but really talk through the chapter together and say, you know what? I started, you highlighted this. And this is what I read. This is what I understood. So are you saying, Ayo, are you saying, significant other, that this is what you're saying? Help me understand exactly why you highlighted this. Why is this so important to you? And I think that's so important because oftentimes we can read books like this and we can just take that to the heart. Like, all right, I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do this. And really, maybe you do, but maybe you don't. And I think it's very, very important. The next woman I settle down with, I want her to be my wife and I want to be her husband. And so from the very beginning, as soon as we say, yo, we are entering into a committed relationship, we're reading these books, okay? We are reading these books. This book really, really breaks down the basics of a woman, the basics of a man. It really walks you through the process of how God wired the man, how God wired the woman. And then what I say is, once you understand the basics of how we're wired, then you add on the character, then you add on the life experiences to that, and you only can learn that from each other. So the very first book that I want to suggest, that if you are a couple, if you are a unit, if you're in a brand new relationship, okay, if you're married already, cool, great, get this book. But if you're dating someone, you're saying, hey, we're about to go somewhere, yo, listen, trust me, you want to get this book and read it together. So if you are in a relationship and you're watching this and you say, you know what, I want me and my person who I'm dating to read this book together, text 615-930-3431. Text for men only, for women only. Tell me why should I send you both of these books, because I want to help your relationship get off to a great start. Listen, one of the top reasons for divorces is because of the lack of really communication and understanding. The number one reason, we know it, is money. And I got a book for that too. But the next one is really just the lack of communication, the lack of really understanding, right? And so I think when you can get that book in from the very, very beginning, I believe the breeding ground for understanding in the ending is communicating in the very beginning. If we can learn how each other processes our communication, how do we think, how do we see things, how do we feel about things, what do we need from the very beginning, get through that struggle up front and learn how to deal with that going throughout the relationship, I believe we'll see more marriages earlier rather than it taking 2, 3, 4, 10 years. I believe we can see marriages, healthy marriages, starting off in 6 months to a year. Healthy marriages from the very beginning in communication. They're not running away from bad communication. More profitable marriages, more wealthier marriages. And then 4, less divorces. Because we started from the very beginning. It wasn't just off of looks, but it was off of really understanding how God wired each other, which is so, so, so important.